Zeke allegedly won't play without a new deal, but Dak Prescott is entering the final year of his deal as well. Ryan, who should see the money first?
I mean, Max knows this. Everybody knows this. Dak Prescott. I mean, I think it's a pretty simple equation. If we look at these guys, right, and you made mention early that Zeke was the 4th pick of the draft because they expected him to be a star. They expected him to run well. They thought he was going to be their back of the future. And he's outplayed that deal per se, but he's going to make $6 million, still be in the top 10 of running backs. Dak Prescott, the 78th ranked quarterback as far as salary, a guy who started for you for 3 years, a guy who's taken you to the playoffs in 2 of those years. You're not going to pay this man. You're not going to make sure that he gets the money that not only he deserves, but that he has earned. And on the other side of that, it's his time. Right? He's not like Ezekiel Elliott. He doesn't have 2 years left on his deal. He's not a guy who can just play around and wait for money to come. It's time for Dak Prescott to get paid. Now, even in that, I also think Dak Prescott should be the easiest guy to work a deal out with. Now, whether his representation or Dak Prescott takes the deal that the Dallas Cowboys and the Jones family deems he is worth or worthy of, I'm not sure. But I believe Dak Prescott understands that this is the right place for him. This is a place that he has loved, a place that has groomed him, and he has grown. And also the team knows it is time to get this deal done, because if anybody on this team has outplayed their contract, it's Dak Prescott.
Okay, I think Dak Prescott is a tick above average as a starting quarterback right now, which is a very good player. You said a tick above average point guard. It's a real good player. Same thing in the NFL. Starting quarterbacks, if you're in the middle of the pack, you're good. If you're a tick above that, pretty good, especially at his age. And I think he has the potential to be great, but he's not there yet. And I think he has a ways to go still. He should get paid. And eventually, if he pans out to be great, he should be paid like an elite quarterback. The problem is he wants to be paid for what he might do in the future now, which he has not demonstrated he can do yet, in the pros. Running back salaries have flatlined in the last decade. Mm-hmm. And then, as I mentioned earlier in the show, Gurley gets taken 9th, would have been higher, except that he hurt himself going into the draft.
Right.
Ezekiel Elliott gets taken 4th. Saquon Barkley 2nd. So
then Fournette 4th?
That's right. Fournette 4th. Suddenly, running backs are actually being valued a little differently in the draft at the very least. But the salaries are still flatlined. Now, quarterbacks have been overvalued. How do we know this? Because the top-paid quarterbacks have a hard time winning Super Bowls. And the teams that win, like, your window of opportunity is perceived at least to be when your quarterback's on his rookie deal. Let me ask you something. Dak Prescott going to hold out, or is he going to play?
He's going to play.
He's going to play. Do you think if he reaches free agency, since he wants elite money now, and apparently the Cowboys want to give him, make him among the elite paid, do you think if he reaches free agency, he actually is going to it's going to cost the Dallas Cowboys significantly more per year or in guaranteed money? Nah, it's going to be about the same cost to keep. Zeke is the one saying, pay me now, as running backs should, because they get used, abused, and then thrown away, right? Zeke is also, even though I believe he should reset the market at the moment, next man up, and he is elite, he'll be paid the most. He'll be paid elite. I don't think Dak should yet, but Dak's still going to make more money. For his position, Zeke should be paid the most, then Amari, then Dak. But in terms of actual dollars you're going to spend, it's Dak then Amari, then Zeke. So it's actually the cheapest way to right now. And not only that, if the problem is, well, we won't have the money to give Zeke everything he wants. Good, because he ain't worth it yet. If you can go to Dak later. So if you can go to Dak later and play Monopoly, man, we already gave Zeke some money, so we want to pay you. But it's going to have to be a little less. Good, actually. That's the proper allocation of resources.
So, Max, do you remember what this sudden boom in high draft picks at the running back position coincided with?
What's that?
The hard cap on rookies, right? Yeah. Because you can no longer get the Jamarcus Russell deals. So now if I'm a team and I'm looking at it and I have a Saquon Barkley, who's a transcendent player, if I have an Ezekiel Elliott, a Todd Gurley, a guy who, and you said it already, running backs can usually, hit the ground running. Yeah. So now I have this guy who I don't necessarily have to pay this elite money for what could be 5 years, who is going to be an instant talent and an instant impact. It's not that now they value it any differently than they ever did. It's that the value at where you pick them as far as monetarily is lower. So now it's like, okay, I can get you and have you for 5 years.
But
and
the running backs are reacting to that. That's what part of this is about. The agents are like, whoa.
Right, you're picking them, but the agents also have to understand, like when you're negotiating, right? You're negotiating against history. Right, and the history says a running back shouldn't be paid that much money. The history says that right now, elite running backs don't win me championships.
But highest paid quarterbacks don't either.
Right, but they're not going to have to pay the guy the highest paid.
Whoa,
and if they do, they're wrong.
Right, okay.
If they do, they're wrong.
Okay, but let me ask you something. If quarterbacks on rookie deals give you a window of opportunity to win because you can pay other players, and your quarterback's on his rookie deal, and we both agree that even if he makes it to free agency, it ain't going to cost the Cowboys probably more, and he's not going to sit out, then this is the point. You take advantage of the quarterback on the rookie deal in order to surround him with the right pieces. And they have all the right pieces. They're loaded. If the most important guy on offense, the running back, who you drafted fourth, who you're trying to get over on is like, nah. You ain't gonna have to pay me like him, but you're gonna have to pay me like the other guy at my position
well, he
who
has to show that he won't come to work when it comes.
No doubt. And what is he showing right now?
Right now, he's at home, and it doesn't matter.
Well, Le'Veon Bell did it, and look, he's not still with the Steelers. But I have a question for you, because you kind of pointed to this yesterday. I get how transcendent Zeke is and what a special talent. But when DeMarco Murray was there and other backs, they were still productive. So, like, how much of a difference maker is them having Zeke versus a guy like when they had DeMarco?
Well, I don't necessarily know how much different he is than DeMarco, but I know he's more dynamic, and I do believe that what we've seen from Ezekiel Elliott is who he will be until he can't run the football anymore. For DeMarco, it was like we didn't know he's a third-round pick, and then all of a sudden we have this great year.
Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.